if you would like, so I will introduce you.
Yeah, I think we will wait for a few minutes for everyone.
Okay, so let's wait.
Guys, please turn on your camera if you have a code. Please wait. I think we will wait for about 3 minutes. We will start at 10:05.
Okay.
So how are you today, Timothy?
I am doing quite well, other than the fact they just shut down Playku.
Many days. How many days they shut down Playku?
Yes. And how about you? How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City now.
Oh, so I have no room to complain.
Yeah. So, Tony, can you say something?
Yeah, hi, Timothy. I'm Tony.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
And how are you doing, Mr. Tony?
No, I'm good. It's but a little hot in my home. Yeah.
Where do you live?
Yeah, I'm live in Quảng Ngãi province. A little near you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is that north or south of Yalai?
I think south.
Oh.
South. Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Violet.
My name's Han. I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City now. Yeah. Yeah, so Phoebe and Timothy are living in Ho Chi Minh too.
I think Timothy lives in Pleiku, right?
Sorry?
Yes, I live in Pleiku.
She lives in Pleiku, okay. Yeah. Is there better about COVID case?
Well, it was better until yesterday. They just issued everyone to stay locked inside as of yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. We are still stuck at home. Maybe the end of September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I heard some information, but I'm not sure that's the official information. Maybe Ho Chi Minh City will get on back the 1st of October. I just hear about that. Not sure. Not sure that's the official. Yeah.
Well, I certainly hope it does. I'm sure everyone's tired of being stuck at home.
Yeah. It had been 3 months. It's a long, long time.
Yes.
Okay, I think we can start now. It's
all right. So I will go back over. So my name is Timothy Garrett King. Please, you can call me Garrett if you'd like. So I've been living in Vietnam for 2 years. I've been a teacher for almost 3 years. So I will let you know about where I'm at, my family currently, and how I got here. So as of now, I am married to a Vietnamese woman, lovely lady, I must say, or I'll get hurt. I also have a 9-month-old baby boy.
Yeah.
and I will introduce you to them as soon as they come back in the room. But so I'm very happy, more happy than I've ever been in my life. Right now, I am working as an online teacher because of the whole epidemic. Before this, I was working at a center. But I must say the whole online thing is quite nice. I never have to leave home. Oh, and just so everyone knows, if anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to ask at any time. I'm more than happy. So, you know where I'm at now. When I have a chance to introduce you to my family, I will. But for now, let's start back at the beginning. So I'm from America. I grew up in a state called Mississippi. So that is in the southern part of America. I grew up very poor, did not have much money at all. So growing up was not great. I've been working since I was 13 years old to try and help my family and help myself. So my family back home consists of my mother, my father. I have an older brother, and 4 younger brothers. No sisters. So one of my younger brothers is dead. Another one of my younger brothers is a diabetic. So we've had trouble with him since he was the age of 4. He must take insulin and all of that good stuff. My 2 youngest brothers were actually adopted. We adopted them when they were 3 days old. Me and my mother helped raise them until I ended up leaving at the age of 16. So, disclaimer here, we'll get into some touchy subjects when it comes to my childhood. So if there's anyone that prefers not to hear it, just let me know. So when I was younger, my parents were heavy drug addicts, very heavy drug addicts. My mother divorced my father when I was 6 years old, and she got with a man that just got out of prison. And they started doing drugs very heavily. So it wasn't a great childhood. They were not very good parents during that time. My stepfather was quite abusive. He used to beat her and me and my brother. Thankfully, my little brother was a baby when they got together. So he very much preferred my little brother. So he treated him very well, thankfully. And so went through that a lot. When I was 12 years old, I started helping manufacture and sell drugs as well, because I grew up in that whole lifestyle, which is quite terrible, especially for a young child like that. I didn't know any better. I just knew it was money I could make to help out. So I did that for a while, and thankfully I stayed out of trouble and didn't get hurt. Let's cut that part short. So once I hit 16 years old, I decided this is not what I want to do with my life. This is not the environment I want to be in. And I decided to leave home. Well, from that point, I went with my biological father and moved to Louisiana. I lived there for roughly a year. And it was an okay time. Me and my real father don't see eye to eye on most things. Since 6 years old, I had only spoken to him a handful of times. Me and him eventually moved to Texas, where I got my certifications in sports nutrition and personal training. I started working as a personal trainer and nutritionist, focused only on health and fitness. I started bodybuilding and powerlifting when I was 19 years old. I went a little too heavy into it. I was spending 6 to 8 hours a day in the gym, 7 days a week. I did a lot of powerlifting meets, which I only placed in top 3 twice. I did some amateur bodybuilding shows where I placed in the top 16 best. So I didn't do great, but it was my life for about 4 years, and I really enjoyed it. That brings me to my best friend, Todd, I'm sorry. Todd is basically a brother to me. He is family that's not actually family. I met Todd when I was in Houston, Texas. I was 20 years old. He was, I believe he was about 35. He was in the Air Force. He was not a real nice person, but he was nice to me. So me and him became friends quickly. We spent all of our time in the gym, and we did the gym. We ate almost every meal together because we were on the same program. We were both trying to get as big and strong as we possibly could. And we did that for 4 years straight. Well, after Texas, I ended up moving back to Mississippi. Got a pretty dead-end job there. I was working at a place called Smoothie King, selling smoothies for health and nutrition. Well, my life was kind of starting to go back off the tracks there a little bit, being back from my state where all the bad things happened. And I got a call from Todd one day. He said, "Hey," he said, "I'm in Portland, Oregon now. Why don't you come up here with me, buddy?" So I said, "All right, man." And within the next 3 days, I bought a plane ticket and just left. Oh, before I get to that part of the story, let me introduce you to my family now. Lad, come here. Come here. I want you to meet everyone. So, this is my wife and my son.
Hello.
Lady.
Hello.
Would
Baby.
anyone like to ask her any questions?
What his name? Your baby.
Nothing baby.
His name's Rocky.
Rocky.
What is his birthday?
What is his birthday? His birthday.
His birthday.
Come on.
So long time happy birthday.
You don't know Rocky's birthday, baby?
I know.
They want to know.
Because I almost think
Well, they're all Vietnamese.
I speak Vietnamese.
Yes, if you like.
Rocky sinh nhật ngày 12 tháng 22 ngày 22 tháng 12.
Oh,
Dạ.
yeah, love the year. Yeah. Hey, the cutie.
Would anyone else like to ask questions?
Oh, bless you.
So where do you live now?
Yes, Ayman.
Yes.
Yes, Ayman. He can sit and maybe how to say not.
No, he doesn't crawl very much.
Uh, I also have one baby, so I see him so cute.
Oh, thank you. He's so heavy too. He's a chunk. What?
And your
All right.
wife is beautiful. Your
Oh,
wife
thank
is
you.
beautiful.
Quên chị nhé.
That's a real compliment. That's real.
She
Em nói thật.
she tries to say she can't speak English, but she communicates with me perfectly well.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a love. It's love.
She's just shy.
Now about this living in Vietnam, huh? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
which part in Vietnam are you living?
So we both live in Pleiku City in Yalai Province.
That's nice.
She is from Kontum in the Kandasing area. I believe I pronounced that correctly.
So you and me, we are kind of neighbors because we are both in the Central Coast.
Oh, really? Where are you at?
I'm in Hue.
You're where?
Hue.
Wait, oh, okay. I have never been there, but I've been told it's very nice. I'll have to go visit sometime. Yeah. Yes, everyone, please. I love the questions. Anything you want to know.
Can you share the story how you can make your wife in here?
Ah, yes, I certainly can. So when I first came to Vietnam, I went to Pleiku, and after that I moved to Kontum. So while in Kontum, I was working with another foreigner from England, and he was dating a lady from her village. Well, I had went to eat with my friend's girlfriend a few times. Me and him went to eat, and I started seeing her next door. Well, when we first met, she could not speak English at all. But I was still trying. I tried to talk to her for a while, and I got her number and we started messaging, and I was trying to use the Google Translate. Well, I don't know what it was, if she used a lot of slang or what, but I kept getting messages that translated to crazy things like, the dog is upstairs, come home now, or some strange thing like that. And I tried and tried, and eventually I just stopped trying. And I started dating another girl. So about a year went past, and I ended up breaking up with the other girl. She's not a good person. And I went back and to visit Jen, which is my friend's girlfriend. And I was there and I saw her come out, and she was like, hello, how are you? I went, hello, wait, when did you learn English? So I ran over there and started talking to her, and somehow she had started learning English. I'm not even sure how. She won't tell me. I'm a little scared. But she had learned a pretty good bit of English. So I started talking to her again, and after about 2 weeks of talking to her again, another round of COVID hit, and I was out of work, and I decided, well, hey, I'm just gonna stay here with you and see how this goes. and we hit it off really well. So yeah, it went well. I ended up staying in the village with her until I got in trouble for staying in the village, and then we both moved here to Pleiku. Well, I got in trouble for staying at the village. Then I started staying in Kontum. Then I moved back into the village because I had paid the police in Kontum to let me stay there. And I got in trouble again. Apparently I didn't pay them enough or something, I don't know. So after I got in trouble the second time, then we ended up moving here to Pleiku. And that's basically all. I wish there was more to it, but that's really it. Her mother loves me to death, probably more than she does. But her family is really, really good people. I can barely communicate with them. I can speak very little Bana, so it's very difficult to communicate. So.
You know, in Vietnam, one word can describe many things. Like English, we have the word kick, right? Đá. Yeah. And in Vietnam, we have different meaning of this, like an action or an object in the street.
Yeah. I've been trying to learn Vietnamese. It is extremely difficult.
Well, actually you're trying to learn one of the 4 most difficult language in the world.
Yes, especially for English speakers. I looked that up, and it's up there on the difficulty list. I think it's partly because I'm also quite a terrible student as well.
Well, so don't worry, because about in Vietnamese, right? So basically, it's not just basic language. It even like for local people, they use many words to describe just one thing, or even describe just the sentences. They use many different local words. So it's quite hard.
Yes, I have some basic things down. Like I can go to the store and I can buy things. I can get essentials. But as for a conversation, I'm lost. Someone tries to speak with me, I need Google Maps to find my way.
Also, have you ever speak Vietnamese with your wife or your family?
Yeah, very simple things. They like I can say some simple things in Vietnamese to them, but I speak more Bana with them than I do Vietnamese.
Okay.
Her dad, the only thing I need to know with her dad is drink.
What kind of drink? I mean, the popular alcohol or drink in your village, right?
Yeah, it's real. Just drink, sa. Et.
Do you know the name? Do you know the name
of the drink? Ryu.
Yeah. Rượu.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're drinking something like whiskey and gin, right? Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's just straight horrible alcohol.
So it's horrible. I think you're drinking like so they brewed by themselves, right? It's not like a drink that you bought from the store, but they brew it by themselves. Yeah, but it's a tradition in Vietnam. Most people in Vietnam, they brew the alcohol by themselves, except for beers.
Yes, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They do buy it from the store, but at the store, the person from the store brews it themselves and then sells it.
Yeah.
So it's like nail polish remover.
Oh, okay. I want to ask one more. What kind of special, like the local food in Bahrain, right?
Hmm.
What kind of local food, special food, the favorite food in there?
From her village.
Yeah.
Well, I've only really eaten with them and my friend there. So them, mostly they just pick what they have growing and boil it and eat it with rice. So I'd say the only real special food would be cassava leaf.
Sorry,
So,
what kind of leaf?
cassava leaf.
Cassava leaf?
Yeah, it's a plant I see everywhere here. The
Yeah,
cassava plant.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to say that that's not really a special kind of food in her village. It's just like what they have growing. They just eat what they're growing.
Yes.
Mm.
Maybe they do. I'm sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, you can share, continue share.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything special. Please ask.
Yeah, I just have one question about, did you have any inconvenience in when you stay there? Like people or culture or food, something like that?
In the village? Well, with food, I will eat anything. I will eat literally anything that doesn't run quicker than I do. So no problem there. The people are very nice people. I love them to death. They're very sweet and kind-hearted people. Culturally, maybe there were some clashes. I don't personally like to constantly drink all day. Not for me. Eventually I get tired and angry and just don't want to drink anymore. But the biggest problem was probably the police in the village. They saw me there and they just constantly wanted me to pay this and pay that for this and that. And it was all for no real reason, just because they wanted money.
But it's actually a big problem because in Hue, I also have friend in Hue. There's a friend of mine who is Japanese. He also struggling with problems like you from the police.
Yeah, they
basically like foreign people. Like police usually doesn't understand. They think that the foreign they doesn't understand what they're trying to do. But so they use that point to actually do some harsh things to the foreigners.
Yeah. And they assume that all foreigners have just unlimited money.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's so Vietnamese usually they're very like
they think the foreigner can be have a lot of money and so. Right.
So, and it's just like a stereotype of like every single Vietnamese, even normal people, not just the police, like they have a stereotype that foreigners are very rich.
Yeah, and that could not be farther from the truth. Yeah, I remember when I first got to Vietnam, I had equivalent to 60 USD in my pocket. And ever since then, it's been COVID after COVID. So I've never been what you would call a financially wealthy man since I've been here. But the police seem to think so. But yeah, that was the problem. I even had the police come and take my passport one time, which I wasn't going to let them do. They tried to, or they asked for it to look at, and I handed it to them. They didn't want to give it back. So I started getting very mad, like very confrontational and physical with them. And her family was begging me, please, please don't, just let them go, let them go. And they wanted to, so I went the next day to the station and told them, okay, you need to give me my passport back. I must have that. And they tried to charge me, I don't remember exactly how much. It was an absurd amount. And I told them that that I knew what they were doing was not right, and that I would be contacting the U.S. Embassy because, and technically, it's not even my property; it's the United States government's property. And as soon as I said that, they changed their tune. It was like, "Okay, give us $1 million, and you can have it back right now." So that's what I did, just to not have to go through any other means.
Wow, so it just not just foreigners, né? Even like Vietnamese people, they doesn't care much about the rules and what laws they have, like their personal laws. So basically, they usually get used by the police. For me, I do learn a lot about law so that I can actually not to let them like to take over take over my rights.
Ah, yes.
So that's basically a problem in Vietnam because people doesn't care much about their rights. So they usually get bullied by the cop.
And honestly, that's a sad thing.
I
think
why you not to turn to television from the American to Vietnamese? Turn to
I want to get a temporary residency card. I've been working on that. I'm gonna get my marriage visa soon, but as for now, I've gotten some really good job offers back in the United States. So I'm thinking I want to go back for about a year with my family, and then come back when I have a decent amount of money. So I don't really want to. Oh,
yeah, that's actually a very good choice.
Yes, you know, because it's foreigner in Vietnam is have the lot the processing is so very complicated. Yeah, it's true. Vietnamese is quite okay. It can be work with the government is quite okay, right? But it's a foreigner, you not to complicated. Very a lot the processing.
Yeah, I really love it here, and things aren't too bad to try to get things done. As long as you know the right people and don't mind paying a little extra money, you can get anything done quickly here.
Yes.
But
that the trend is so no, there's a money under the table.
Yes, and everything's done like that, no problem.
Yeah.
But well, I used to build houses for 8 years in America, and my stepdad owns or my stepdad now works for himself. It's him and my younger brother building houses still. And he's told me that since now that he's over it and owns his own thing, if I come back, I can do it for myself as well. So he's telling me that they're making close to $4,000 every 2 days. So about $2 grand a day. So that's real good money.
That's a big decent money.
Yeah. So my plan is to go back for about a year and send some money back over here. I know some people here that can invest in real estate for me. So if I go get money, send money back here and buy up some real estate, like apartments or houses I can rent, have a lot of nest eggs sitting here. Once I come back, if I have about, 4 or 5 real estate places that I'm renting, I have a little income coming in from the rent, and I maybe could live off that per month. Wait for about 5 years, maybe a little more, and then sell the real estate, and I can be able to retire at a very young age. So that would be quite nice. I think it's a good idea. I don't know. Maybe somebody here has some advice for me on that.
What is your plan after you retire?
My plan after I retire, I plan to spend time with my family, spend time in the gym, eat more food than any person should eat.
Now it's quite soon to thinking about the retirement. Okay. Yep. I think it's still a good plan. If you have the money, you can go back.
I hope it works out. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
Depend on you. If you want to live in Vietnam and enjoy this the natural or something like this, it depends on you.
Yeah, I love it here in Vietnam. I really do.
Yeah.
I do want to keep seeing different countries, but I want to live here so I can travel from here.
Yeah, it's good. And I have a question for you.
Yes.
I don't mean this about the past, but in America you sell the drum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just corn. I used corn. That is I see it in YouTube and a lot Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania have a area to sell the drum for homeless a lot, but the police is not to arrest anyone.
So
yeah, why is
so laws are different state by state. So in some poorer neighborhoods, more impoverished neighborhoods, the police are encouraged not to do anything to certain people, especially now. They're worried about the way it will look in the public eye. They're worried about accusations, things like that, and also there's hidden agendas by things that these politicians do over there. They have their own plan and what they want to happen. So there's a lot of different reasons. It's a very loaded question. So in Pennsylvania and stuff, I'm not sure about that one. I know in places like Chicago, the police are just scared to go and do anything.
So that's the point. That's different from Vietnam. So in Vietnam, because the rule, all the laws and all the rights are just one. So that is the reason why people doesn't care much about their rights and all the laws. But different from America. So basically, each state they have their different laws and different rights. That is why people are more like interested in learning about the laws and the rights when they like, for example, like they driving on the street or doing motorbikes and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, in America, there are a lot of people that try to learn their rights, but there are also a lot of people that mistake what their rights actually are. They think that they're more than what they really are, which leads to a lot of issues. But hey, that's going to happen anywhere. I'm not going to lie. In America, there are more stupid people than you can shake a stick at. Americans are per capita some of the dumbest people I've ever met in my life.
Of course, I mean, like everywhere there's got to be some like weird people or some stupid people doing stupid things, right?
Well, yes, but I'll be honest. There's some very intelligent people I've met back in the States, but as for person to person, the percentage of stupid people to smart people is very disproportionate.
Yeah,
Very.
that is actually very true.
Yes. That's one big reason why I'm not there anymore. I just cannot deal with the stupidity.
So different from America, right? So even if Vietnamese people, they doesn't care much about their rights or the laws, but they actually can do things that the cops can do if they work together as a group, and they like have a procedure of doing stuff that they're not wrong. The police actually can be loose on the court.
Yeah. See, in Vietnam, there are a lot of very smart people. I've noticed that Vietnamese people take their learning and their studies extremely seriously. So I've been very impressed by Vietnamese people, to be honest. Even though I cannot communicate with most of them, the ones I can communicate with has showed me that they take intelligence to a high standard.
Yes, I think this Vietnamese quite is intelligent. It's a fast, right? I think it's too fast, but in foreigner have the technology, right? I work for the company. So foreigner have a technology. Vietnamese, I think it's Vietnamese very fast. He do very fast.
Yeah. Wow.
Honestly, like this, a foreigner work with this very carefully apply the technology. Vietnamese,
yeah.
Vietnamese is it's flexible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, you have differences in people on an individual level too. So, but honestly, oh no, what was I going to say? I had a thought; it ran away from me.
Common issues.
What is it?
I thought it was common issues, like common issues for many people. Like we just keep talking and then the thoughts just fly away.
Oh yes.
We can also forget the thing we're going to say when we are saying this. You know, when you say something very complex and you try to explain it, and when you go a half of the explanation, then you forget the rest of your explanation.
Yes.
It confuses everyone. Anshala, you want to say something?
Yes, as I know before, Miss Tina said, you decided to live far from your parents, your family since 16 years old, and I have a baby one, and I know, as I know, can you tell me about the reason you make decision? You live far from your family before 18 years old, like a Vietnamese, because in maybe almost young Vietnamese people can't make this big decision, leave your family before 18 years old. And I want to know how are you going to raise your baby, your son, become independent person? Yeah, and how you share the feeling you feel about you can share your thinking about your parent, and your parent allow you activity, comfortable zone, or something like that. And I want to raise my baby, become independent, and have make big decision like you. Yes.
Well,
yes.
Let me say this first and foremost. I love my parents. I love them very dearly. I know they love me too. But the reason I left home at a young age is because it was a very bad environment. Like there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of drug use. I just did not want to be there anymore. I knew I would either end up dead or in jail if I stayed. So I needed to leave. But when I left, I was both extremely nervous and extremely excited. Things ended up okay though. I ended up living and working in 42 of the different 50 states in my life. I've done all types of work, but I have went back and visited and seen them. Like I said, I love them to death. They're a lot better now. They fixed a lot of their mistakes. Of course, there's a lot of consequences they suffer now from their choices when they were younger. But they're a lot better now. I love them. They're good people now. But back then, not so good. So please don't do like my family did.
Everyone will.
Yes. Some family have the parent have the good coordination. Good coordination for the children, but some children have the get a lot way to the in life, right? But you was just try this. Maybe I think it's good because you lost and you return in the right way, and what you have it's a great that you have the advice for the parent, for like for me, for the anyone in the group have the parent in the future.
Yes.
Future, right? You said your thinking, said the advice of you to the have the children have the right choice in your life.
Well, I must say that yes, my parents made terrible decisions, but my mother was still a child whenever she started having children. She had my older brother when she was 14 years old. She had me when she was 16, and she had a very bad childhood as well. So I don't know. She started doing methamphetamine, which is very big in America. So with that drug, you know, someone will do that and not eat for a week. They'll stay up for days and days and days until they start going completely out of their mind. And then they'll sleep for days. So I actually remember one time I was probably 8 years old. Me and my brother had been sitting in our room for about 2 days straight because they had stayed awake for about 5 days and were sleeping for, I think they had slept for 2 days straight. So me and my brother, being young and dumb, like we decided to go out and finally get some food. And we decided to make a couch fort to play around on. Well, we did that, and unfortunately, we woke my stepdad up. Well, when he woke up, all I remember was him jumping up and then me waking up on the floor about an hour later. So he hit me so hard that when I woke up, there was blood everywhere. I had to go in my later years and get this side of my face, this side of my mouth fixed by a dentist because he was a big man. He was about 6'3", about 260 pounds. In kilos, that would be like 125 kilos, something like that. He was in prison for most of his life, and he loved to fight, so he could hit. So if I had any advice to anyone, it would be, don't be like that.
Timothy, I'm curious about the event or a person that, anything that make you change your mind, or the moment you realize that you need to get out of this environment. Is there some special event or person that make you think about it?
Thank you. That's a good question. So I had a lot of I had a couple of very good friends. So the thing was, they were good people, and that's the reason I was friends with them. And I started seeing the way that this kind of lifestyle was changing them. They went from very good people that would do anything to help you, give you the shirt off their back, to people that would lie, steal, cheat. And it just really got to me. So I had one friend that me and him started making drugs and doing drugs at the same time. Like the meth. We started both doing it same day, same time, because we had an older friend that was like, hey, you guys want to come make some money? And that's what he had us doing. Well, we did that for a couple years. And I remember with methamphetamine, you can smoke it, you can snort it, eat it, and then some people inject it with a needle. I never touched a needle in my life. I wouldn't do that. And the first time I saw my friend do it, my friend did it, and he never was the same person again. Our paths was like this until he did that, and then he went off this way. As soon as I saw that happen, I was like, I'm done with this. I was like, I don't want this to be my life. I just could not do it anymore. Too many good people ruined from it, and I did not want to be one of them.
Good that you have a different choice.
Yeah, I'm very happy I made the choice to leave. Because that friend now has been in jail twice, and oh man, he's in bad shape. He's not good. He doesn't even function anymore. I talked to him before I left, before I come to Asia. And you can't even speak to this guy anymore. You try to talk to him and his brain is gone. He's not there. Absolutely horrid. But how I was saying before, but I eventually went to Portland, Oregon, which is one of my favorite places in the world because it's beautiful. Absolutely the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. The people are crazy though. But I had went up there and I with my best friend Todd. The guy's my best friend in the world. And I started doing well, first I started working as a mover. I was moving moving furniture in and out of houses, things like that. And eventually I became a bud tender. Well, so in Portland, Oregon, marijuana is legal. They have stores that you can go in and buy from. And I used to work as a bud tender, which is someone who recommends and sells and all of that. I used to, I helped grow it. I helped make edibles and other things from it, all legally, nothing illegal about it. I did that for a good while, and I just eventually got tired of it. It didn't appeal to me anymore. The money wasn't good enough, and I started doing security work. So I was a bouncer and a security guard for a bunch of music venues in the state of Oregon. I've worked at hundreds and hundreds of concerts. I've got to see some of my favorite musicians. I've got to personally meet them. Actually, my most favorite job I've ever had. Don't get me wrong, I got into at least 1 or 2 fights every night. Had to, that was my job. I got my butt whooped on many occasions, but it was a lot of fun doing it. I also worked festivals like I worked Coachella, Warped Tour, Burning Man, Oregon Eclipse Festival. I did a lot of them as well. It was a lot of fun. Pay was okay, but some of the best times in my life.
Could you share one thing you cannot forgetful in when you did security? When you
I can tell you hundreds of things.
like accident or something like this.
Well, okay. So there was one night I was working a show, and it was a metal show. We had our headliner was a band called Seven Dust, and I actually really liked their music. So I was a roamer, which means that I was to walk around through all the positions. I would be on the floor, and if anything happened, I would be one to respond to it. So I had a guy on we had a barricade up at the stage because for a rock concert, a metal concert, we knew people would be going a little crazy. And I had to call in, hey, we have a fight up here, come help. So I got up there, and a woman had another woman by the hair and was hitting her. And my friend grabbed them and pulled them apart and handed me the one woman that was instigating it. Well, I grabbed her and went to pull her out of the club. And as soon as I did, the band stopped mid-song. I don't know if they thought I was being out of place or what happened. But they stopped. They were like, no, that's our fan. We want her here. Don't make her leave. So when that happened, the whole crowd turned on me. They thought I was just the worst person on earth. So as soon as that happened, I started getting the crap beat out of me. I had seven guys jump on me at once and start hitting me. So I was trying to pull her out, and I would get hit in the back of the head. And every time I would turn to do something, I'd get another punch and another. So they were just circling around me, and there wasn't much I could do. But eventually I got her out, and I got out of there because you're in a dark room, shoulder to shoulder people, blinking lights, loud music. You don't know where you're getting hit from or who's hitting you. I only figured out it was seven people afterwards once we reviewed the footage. So yeah, I got my butt whooped that night. I wasn't feeling too good the next day.
I think you have the glory line, right? So perfect. I
wouldn't trade it for anything though.
Yeah, you don't have to experience with like this. It's perfect.
No, so much fun. Another story though that I remember pretty good. Oh, please go ahead.
Angela, you want to say something?
No.
Oh. But I remember the first time I worked a festival. I worked the Oregon Eclipse Festival, and it was the first year that it had happened. And we expected about 30,000 people to be there. So that's what we had staff for, was 30,000 people. Well, by the time that it actually happened, it ended up being 160,000 people that showed up. It was 7 days, 7 nights, and we had about 30 security guards, and I was one of them, for 160,000 people. There was 5 different stages. We had a lineup of, I think it was like 116 different bands that were playing over the 7 days. It was insane. I ended up having to do like 36-hour shifts straight, no sleep, just nonstop. And some of the craziest people you'll ever see in your life. Everyone's completely out of their head, smoking something, eating something, drinking something. So we had 2 people die over the whole time, which we expected a lot more, honestly, with 160,000 people doing drugs over a 7-day period. We thought it would be a lot more. So 2 people wasn't too bad. We had 1 missing child. That was terrifying. We locked everything down. Turns out that he had just wandered away from his parents and got lost. So that was, but me personally, when I was doing it, my friend that I was working with, he had a lot of psychedelic mushrooms. So he was, me and him were eating them the whole time we were working, which made working 36-hour shifts pretty difficult. Actually, dealing with these people, it was probably not the best idea. Or it was absolutely not the best idea. But one of the better stories that there was 2 main things that I really remember. One was this guy was paragliding, trying to paraglide in. So it's a glider that has a big fan on the back. Well, we thought that he was trying to paraglide in to get in for free. So they had all the security chasing him around, and we had these little side-by-side carts. We were chasing him all over the park, and he just kept going higher and lower and higher and lower. We did that for over an hour. And after he finally landed, we found out that he was supposed to be doing that. He was part of one of the events or something. And he didn't want to land because he didn't know what was going on. He's like, I went to land and all these people just kept chasing me and chasing me. He was like, I didn't know what was going on. He's like, I was scared to land. So that was quite interesting. We also had this guy. We weren't supposed to let people outside of the perimeter because we were on private property. And this one guy, we were sitting out by the back fence, and he climbed over the fence back into the property. We were like, hey man, like, you need to go back to your camp. You cannot go back over. And this guy started crying his eyes out, just crying, like someone just killed his pet dog or something. And he was like, man, my special blanket's there. I can't leave my special blanket. And he was crying like a little girl. And me and my buddy were just like, man, we can't just let you climb back over. We were like, go back to your camp. We'll leave. And then you can come back and get your special blanket, man. And we were at the end of a field, a huge field. There was one road to get to where we were, and it was clear. You could walk or drive. But in the middle of the field, it was nothing but cacti plants. So just plants with real sharp, spiky barbs all over them. And this guy was barefooted. Well, this moron, instead of walking down the road, decides to walk straight through the middle of the field. And the whole time he's walking, he's screaming as he's walking. And me and my buddy just left. We didn't want to know. It was a moron.
Where the play?
So this was in Oregon. It was in the high desert in Oregon.
Oregon is in the west, right?
So Oregon is the Pacific Northwest. It is above California.
Yeah. So as I know, Oregon is where long ago in history was the place where we have cowboys and stuff, right? The Western, right?
No, Oregon really wasn't where cowboys were. That'd be more of your Southwestern would be the cowboys.
Because as I remember, usually they have like Oregon trails and stuff. It's where the
so the Oregon Trail was more than just to Oregon. It also covered other places as well. But that a lot of settlers went to Oregon. But when you think of cowboys, you usually think of the Southwest, not the Northwest.
Okay, that's where I would add that to my knowledge.
But I have to say, it is the most beautiful place I've ever lived. If you drive, so from Portland, Oregon, no matter what direction you drive 2 hours in any direction, you're either going to find a beach, a waterfall, a desert, a forest, or a mountain.
I used to have a chance to go to America and travel around it, but because of COVID, so I can't.
Yes. Well, so where at did you really want to travel in America?
So I do have a scholarship, and I was going to study in Boston, but because of COVID, so I can't go. And one of my one of my parents' friends was living there, and they promised they're gonna like help me to travel around America because I have a project. I have to do a lot of recordings and stuff around America. But because of COVID, so I can't go right now, and I have to abort it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you do get to go sometime soon.
I don't think I have a chance now because I have finished already the recording, but not for America. But instead of traveling to America, I travel like to Australia and all the Asian country.
Oh, all right. I've wanted to travel to Australia myself.
Well, I'm only 19, and I've been doing this project since I was 15. And so my friends, my mom and dad are very open-minded, so they let me travel by myself because I do have scholarships. So and a lot of people, other people who support me. So I did a vlog traveling around just a few countries like Singapore, Australia, Philippines and stuff.
Oh, that's really, really interesting. Maybe you should be telling your life story as well.
Oh, well, that is why I have this accent, you know?
Yes, trust me, I've noticed as you've been speaking, I've noticed the Australian accent coming through pretty strongly.
Yeah, because I've been, well, the longest, my longest trip was at Australia. I was staying in Australia for like a half a year. That's why I'm having this accent.
Yeah, I can hear the yeah. That's awesome though. That's actually very impressive. You have a bright future, it sounds like.
It's just one of my interests, like traveling around different places, even in Vietnam. Because of COVID, so I can't travel to another country, right? So I have just finished another project like traveling from Hue to Hanoi, and then travel back to Ho Chi Minh cities and all the like in the north or the south states.
Yeah, man, you have also you have a great journey like king. Yeah.
So even so, I have a friend. He's living in Hue right now. He's a Japanese friend. As I just like told you before, he been traveling to 92 countries in 4,000 days now, and now he's stuck in Vietnam.
Wow.
Wow. You're only 19 years old and you have opportunities to travel many places. And you also have a great talent or supporting you.
Wow.
And,
well,
yeah, open mind.
Sorry, I don't know this. I missed the in the story, but if you want to travel, that's you. I think you king is not much money, right?
Well,
but where how you can to travel? I just curious how do you travel? So
it's mostly because of my parents' friend, and my friends. They support me a lot. They support me a lot, both in financials and about the. They support me both financial, and they give me the give me. They encourage me to do this project. That's why I decided to just go and do it.
Yeah, I think the money finance is the one part, but your parents encourage you so much. Yeah.
Well, and I'm also very lucky to get visa when I was 15, and I finished my passport also in when I was, because when I'm 15, Vietnam is about to give up a new law that only people who are over 18 can get a passport, and it starts from my birthday. It's the 1st of September, but I go get my visa and I finish my passport before, just 5 days before the laws come out, and then that's why I'm so lucky to get the passport and all the visas, and I just decided to travel around.
So
even my mom said that I was so lucky. It was there's so many luck that helped me to finish this project. Or not, I'm just gonna be traveling around in Vietnam, not just other countries.
And I have a suggestion that you can introduce your friends, your Japanese friend, to the funny. Maybe he will be the next guest.
you guys going to meet him soon, because his name is Nori, and House already introduced his story to you guys, and you guys going to meet him soon. Well, for me, I already met him face to face already last night, because he was in Hue.
Oh, nice. Wait to see him.
And me and Nori, I'm helping him out to do some a recording project about local food and natural stuff in Hue.
Good job. I very appreciate this.
Internet.
Timothy has problem with
disconnect.
Yeah, I think he has some problem.
Yeah.
Bà không có được bật camera, có muốn đặt câu hỏi thì cứ đặt trong group chat nha.
Okay, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Welcome back, Timothy.
Oh, sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. I guess my internet cut out for a minute.
I actually very appreciate Nhật Minh Kings, because travels. Actually, I have a passport is 4 years ago, but I'm ever used use it for anything.
Ah,
Very appreciate.
You know,
Well,
I have two passports, but I haven't had a chance to use it. Only one time.
Yeah,
I think you can use it after the COVID-19 pandemic finished. So
Yeah, so poor.
yeah, it's good.
everybody hope that.
yeah. I mean, I recommend traveling to everybody. It just, you learn things that you would not learn otherwise if you don't travel.
Well,
Yeah.
I can use the travel around Vietnam. Yeah, because Vietnam has many places beautiful.
Yes. Well, in my family, I am the first person in what was it, 4 generations of people that has left America in either side of my family. And the thing I heard all the time was I told people I was leaving. No one believed me to begin with. They thought I was lying. But as soon as the time come when I was going to leave, they realized I was serious. They were all, "Why are you leaving? This is the greatest country ever. Why would you go? Why would you leave?" I was like, "Well, how do you know this is the greatest country? Where else have you been?" They couldn't answer.
So not just me. In my generations, my dad is he traveled at my age. He have been traveling more than me now. He's even one of the people in Vietnam who actually saw the September 11.
Oh.
That's why he when he told me that he got stopped at the airport for checking because he was there and observing all what happens on the 11th of September.
Wow. That's crazy. I was 6 years old when that happened.
So my dad actually have more story to tell.
Yeah,
He's
so
been
traveling
to the next guest.
But like he's not very good at English. He have a translator when he was doing his job because he works about like heritage stuff and all the like natural resources. So he travel a lot with his company so that he can work with other company about preserving all the heritage.
Oh, I see. That's actually really cool. Heck, maybe I should listen to you and your family's story.
It's not very actually not very much of a many. It's not very actually a very exciting story. It's just like working for my dad. Traveling is a part of his work, and for me, traveling is just a part of my interest. Like I have a lot of interest, everything so music, traveling, even for writings and stuff. I just have a little bit of interest of everything. That's what I try to do. And now I'm studying about like I'm a university student. I'm specialized in English now, and I'm studying about like Americans and British or histories and how the language made up and things and stuff. That's what I'm learning about. I want to dig more deeper in like languages.
So I must ask, do you like American English or British English more?
So as you can see, I'm using, sometimes you can hear that I'm using a British accent because I think I would prefer British accent because it sounds like, from like when I watch movies, British accent is for like people who are very like gentle and doing noble stuff. But for like the American accent, I like how free to express himself. Like it's very emotion. Like how do I say that? I can't tell how I feel, but it's like it's easier to express yourself in American accent. But for British accent, it's more like you're talking very, very like a gentleman. It's like
Normal.
you being a like a prince talking together and stuff.
Ah, yes. All right. I like asking that to people. It's curiosity of mine. Personally, I like the American language better, but I'm a little biased on that. Well, I only joke. Yeah, being an English teacher here in Vietnam, I mostly have to teach the Cambridge English, so that is the British English.
Yeah.
I will, of course, change some things, or not so much change things as let my students know, okay, this is how it's said in England, but you would not say that in America. You'd be looked at like a crazy person.
Like the word, even the word water and water is also different.
Yes. That and many expressions can be taken very differently. So you have to really mind what you say depending on where you're at.
Yeah. So about the etiquette stuff.
Yeah, really with the etiquette as well. And the same with being in Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa as well.
Language is a real big issue, so that's why I'm trying to dig deeper in it and try to learn more. Because I'm planning to, if the COVID's gone, I will be traveling more than just like the Australia and other country.
What countries do you want to travel to?
So right now, if COVID's gone, I think it would be somewhere in Europe. But if it's too hot, I would change to somewhere like Japan, Japan or Korea.
Very nice. Japan is actually my #1 place I want to go. I'm a huge anime nerd. I love Japanese culture.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to go to Akiba.
Akihabara.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be awesome. So yeah, I agree there. I actually studied Japanese for about 5 months. So I know hiragana and katakana. I could not write kanji to save my life.
Yeah, me too. I'm having a problem in learning kanji. I can actually learn how to speak. Learn the language of. I can learn my best. What I learn best is about how to speak, how to use my accents, like Japanese accent. But for learning all the alphabet is so hard.
Yeah, I'm a little of the opposite. The alphabet was pretty easy for me. I can read it, but I could not possibly tell you what I was reading. I had a teacher for it, but my teacher for it wasn't a very good teacher. He went he told me to learn the hiragana and katakana. I did that. And the next thing he said was, okay, now I want you to learn the te form of all of these words and tell me the 16 different ways they can be written and used, and didn't explain how that was done, what he even meant. And then, but when I wasn't able to do it, he quit teaching me. So kind of stopped there.
I think he's trying to teach. The way he's teaching is like telling a Vietnamese to do it, not like for a foreigner.
Yeah. So I don't know, that my learning ended quickly after that. That's okay.
We can still learn language movies and like watching animes also can help us to learn it faster than trying to.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned a little bit through watching anime, but it's nothing significant. Yeah, I know less Japanese than I do Vietnamese, and I know very little Vietnamese. But hey, you know, live and learn, live and learn. Oh man, we've only got 3 minutes left. That's insane. I didn't realize we had been already talking this long. Wow.
Well, you know, talking is fun, right? Just like that's why women love talking so much. Have all the chit chatting.
You know, to women, a lot of women here, I feel silent for you guys to talking. So not only women love talk. You got me, admit.
I love talking a lot. I love communications. I love so basically how I get this much of knowledge, like social knowledge skills and all of my knowledge to how to communicate with others just by talking to strangers. When I was just a kid, I do talk a lot to strangers, from my neighbors or even foreigners when they trying to find their way traveling around in Hue or Vietnam. I met a lot of them, and I'm a very confident person in communicating. That is why if sometimes when you met a like just random foreigner on the street in Hue, they would probably gonna know who I am.
That's very cool.
Because well, I do join Scout. I do Scout. I've been Scout for like 6 to 7 years now.
How do you mean count?
And one of the benefits of being a Scout is that you get to do a lot of social stuff. That's why I do communicate a lot. Even being a Scout can actually help you to talk with foreigners more than just traveling around.
Angela, you want to say something, right?
No, because I have to leave right now to prepare lunch for my family. So goodbye, everyone, and thanks for story of the King and Nhật, Minh. Yes, for me and encourage me to learn English. Maybe takes time to learn English to understand more what you say and can travel many places. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for joining us, Angela. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye bye. See you.
Yeah. King, I think I know when I hear your story, I feel like that I need for 100 years to live the life like you have to spend. Yeah, a lot of experience, a lot of interesting memory. That's I haven't thought that before until I hear you talking about that. So thank you. It's open. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think we only have time's up. So anyone have any question that you want to talk to Timothy? Last question.
I have one question. Sorry, I have one question for Timothy. Are you hungry?
Am I hungry? Yes, very.
Yeah, because my mom cook behind me, so it smell is very good.
So I guess it's time for lunch. So,
yeah.
Yes, really nice to have you here today, Timothy, and thank you for all of your sharing. Yes, can you say something to say goodbye to us before we have lunch?
Yes, well, thank all of you so much for coming to talk and listen. I really appreciate it. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed as well. And please, everyone, have a great day.
Yes. Thanks. Yeah.
Guys.
Thank you. Yeah.